Hi, folks. This is John with Remodeling Wizards of Maryland, and I'm here today to answer another question that came in. And this question is from Greg M. I just got a quote to add insulation to my attic. It includes an option to air seal. Is this just a way to upsell, or is it something that I should consider? Well, let's talk about what air sealing is all about. I mean, people think that if they insulate their attic, that's good enough to control the temperature and keep their energy bills down. But there is another step, and it is called air sealing. What air seal does, it cuts down on drafts. It cuts down on air leaking up into your attic. Why does air leak into the attic? Well, what happens is that hot air rises. So where does it go? It gets up into the attic. How does it get into the attic? Well, it finds a way to get in there by looking for gaps and holes and things like that. And once it finds those gaps, it just works its way into the attic. And how do you even know that it's even happening? Well, there's a couple things you can do. Number one, you may find that a room is drafty, and that's one telltale sign. The other thing is one room might be colder than another room, so it could just be that you're getting uneven temperature from room to room because one room is draftier than the other, and that room may just happen to have more gaps in the ceiling. Um, the other thing that you would look at is you may have a room that's really dusty. And why is it dusty? Because the air is being drawn from the rest of the house and all the dust goes with it into that space so that the air can find its way up into the attic. So the hot air wants to rise and it just finds a way out of the house, looks for holes and gaps. So, where are the holes and gaps? Well, if you look around your vents, where your ductwork is, you might have a space there where air can get through. The other location would be around light fixtures, around a ceiling fan. Anywhere at all, there's a penetration up in the ceiling. There's gaps, and air can find a way through it. Your attic access door may have gaps around it because it's not properly sealed and insulated, so air is finding a way through the attic access. One of the things that you might see visually that's going to tell you that air is getting through there is you might see a dust buildup. There might be dust right around the edge of the attic access, for example. And that's because the air is flowing in that direction and the dust is going with it, and it's just getting caught on the tight opening. So, what do we do to fix that? Well, what happens is that before they insulate, what they'll do is they'll move the insulation that's up in the attic. Now they're going to look for penetrations and holes. There's going to be wires that come up, and there's holes drilled for wires that get into the attic. They're going to caulk those areas, and they're going to spray foam those areas. They're going to look for recessed lights. If there's a recessed light in the attic, they can put an insulation cap over top of the recessed light and seal that to the drywall so that what happens is it keeps the air from getting through up into the attic space. Around vent pipes, your plumbing vent pipes, and these are things that you don't see when you're inside the house, but those pipes, they go up through the walls and air gets into the wall and follows along the vent, and it works its way up and out into the attic. So there's a lot of spaces. You might have a soffit in your bathroom, for example, that has some recessed lights in it. That soffit may have no insulation in it at all. So it's just a big open cavity which is going to allow air in, and then the air is going to go up into the attic, out into the atmosphere, and you're basically heating the neighborhood. So I would say no, it's not a gimmick at all. It's actually something that you should definitely consider. If you're going to insulate the attic, uh, do it the right way and talk to your contractor about doing the air seal and get a quote on it. And I would say that if it were my house, I definitely would air seal in addition to adding the insulation. I hope that helps. Thanks for listening.